Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Radha Madhava Radha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada ki jai. Maya Bodham, Maya Dala Maya Bodham ki jai. Ayodhya ki jai. Narottam Das Thakur ki jai. Haridas Thakur ki jai. Guru Rampara ki jai. Ganga Jamuna ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you for coming. My usual little nervousness, but let's see what happens. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Chapter 8, Verse 19. Sa itam vaksyasya tad apajanala nabdahi antajalam avayesasha navagantatasta karanal Nala Nala Nabhim Vishvavam Stad Abhinavadajataha Sa itam ivasyatat apajanala Nab id anta jalama vaishvasaha Nagra gadas tad karana nala nala Nabhim vimsvam stad advimalijataha Ititam sajajanala Ladies, please. Thank you. Any more? Okay. Word for word. Saha. He. Brahma. Itam. In this way. Yuvakva Viksaya. Contemplating. Tat. That. Abhaja. Lotus. Nala, stem, nabdedavihi, by the pipe, anta jalam, within the water, adaveshesha, entered into, na, not, agravaktaragata, in spite of going inside, Tatkara Nala, the stem of the lotus, Nala, pipe, Nabhim, of the navel, Vishvashimvam, thinking much of it, Tat, that, Vindata, understood, Aja, the self-born. Translation. Lord Brahma, thus contemplating, entered the water through the channel of the stem of the lotus. In spite of entering the stem and going nearer to the to the navel of Vishnu, he could not trace out the route. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It's a very short purport. but it's a lot in this. By dint of one's personal endeavour, one may go nearer to the Lord, but without the Lord's mercy, one cannot reach the ultimate point. Such understanding of the Lord is possible only by devotional service, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 18:55. Abhyamam abhijantimam yam yas tasmai tatvataha. Om Gyanarandasya Kanakamaslakaya Tatsumyeta Tasmai Sri Guru Namaha. Shiradika Priya, Shiradika Priya, Shiradika Priya. Ananta Deva Turi Manadevti, Shivala Dhamata, Shivala Dhamala, Shivala Dhamada. So, Jai Shivada Kukulanda Shivamashanaman Shishigonitai. So, this purport is very short, which I like short purports because there's a lot in them more. And it's like more direct purports. So, it says, so here Prabhupada writes, without the Lord's mercy, one cannot reach the ultimate point. So, we have to discover what the ultimate point is. So, in Srila Prabhupada's first book, before ISKCON was registered in 1958 in the Radha Damodar temple, he wrote this book, In Search of Life's Ultimate Goal. And the whole book, which part, in 1958, after he left, and Radharama Temple, Narasingha Maharaj, who lived in that room, saw this empty metal trunk. He looked into it, and he found this manuscript, and he read it, and he kept it personally. Then he went to someone in the Krishna Balaram temple who he knew, and he said, you should publish it. So this is not on the ISKCON book list. So when I first joined in 1992, this was on the top of Prabhupada's book list, but it's not printed by the BBT. But in this book, it actually describes what the ultimate point is of this life, is simply to love the Godhead. That's the whole point of this book, nothing else. So this is the ultimate point. This is the ultimate point of this human form of life. And it comes by understanding, as it says here, by the mercy of the Lord. This comes by the mercy. And an understanding of the Lord is only possible by devotional service. So, in In the 10th canto, third chapter, verse 31. These are Prabhupada's purports in the 10th canto here. So, Srila Prabhupada, he writes, the purport is about the pure devotees who are anointed with the ointment of love to want to see the person of Godhead. But there's a very important line in this verse. Bhakti, Bhagavan, and Bhakta do not belong to the material world. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Mam chamom yapa chena bhakti yogana savite sagunam samadhyatam brahma bhajate kalpyate. So this means, as it says, Bhakti, Bhagavan, and Bhakta do not belong to... So whether it belongs obviously to the spiritual world. So this has a little bit of explanation. So I'm just going to try to explain what I've understood. So Bhakti, actually in that sentence, Bhakti, because Bhakti belongs to the internal potency or the Sarup Shakti. That's what the Bhakti. That's where Bhakti comes. But Bhagavan, of course, is Krishna. He's in the spiritual world, and he comes down here out of compassion for the conditioned souls, but he's not contaminated by the material nature. Now the Bhakta, that means the pure devotee. Now the pure devotee, there are two types of pure devotee who actually, in the spiritual world, those pure devotees, they actually descend into the material world. They descend to give us devotional service, to practice. They give us by their mercy. So this is the mercy. In fact, this is where the mercy comes in. By the Lord's mercy, one cannot reach the ultimate point of love. And one gets the mercy of Krishna or his pure devotee who descend into this material world. So therefore, so how does one become to the point of that pure devotional service? We know there's Kama Mishra Bhakti and Jnana Mishra Bhakti, but they're not pure. They're contaminated with Kama and Jnana, knowledge, lust and knowledge. But pure devotional service, as we know, is Abhilasunam Jnanagatam Amatam Anakalena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti-utama. And the other verse, I forget which now it is, Bhakti Rasma Sindhu 1.1, 1.1.11 and 1.1.12. I forget what it is now. So in one class, some years ago in Mayapur, Hanuman Prasad Maharaj, in one class he said, these two verses are the Chatta Sloka verses of the Bhakti Rasa Sindhu. These two verses are the seed verses of the Bhakti Rasa Sindhu, and the other verses there are the explanation of these two verses. And then I can't remember, then he went out to speak on this verse, and he spoke for about an hour and a half on this verse, and verses. So by devotional service, pure devotional service. So how do we come in contact with the pure devotional devotee who gives us devotional service? In Madhya 23, which is entitled Life's Ultimate Goal. So, as I said earlier, that by the mercy of Krishna, by the mercy of the Lord, one gets devotional service. So the Lord may descend himself, as I said, and also he will send his pure devotee to descend. Also, the Lord also descends. So, in this chapter, 23 is called Life's Ultimate Goal. The first verse, it says, the most magnificent personality of Godhead, known as Gaura Krishna, disputed to everyone, even the lowest of men, his own confidential treasury in the form of nectar of love of himself and the holy name. This was never given to the people as any time before. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So then Mahaprabhu came himself personally to distribute his own love. His own love, he couldn't, but he couldn't do it as Krishna, because that love does not belong to Krishna, it belongs to the internal potency. And so therefore, he had to come. So in verse 14 and 15 of the same chapter, it says, in the beginning there must be faith. When one becomes interested in associating with pure devotees, therefore one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulatory principles under his orders. Thus one is freed from all unwanted habits and becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. Thereafter, one develops taste and attachment. In this way of sadhana, the way of sadhana bhakti, the execution of devotional service according to the principles, gradually emotions intensify. Finally, there is an awakening of love. That is the gradual development of love of Godhead for the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness. So, by the association of pure devotees, we can come to the platform of love of Godhead. I can remember, now I can see here we have the 4 devotees from the Bhakti Challenge week. So this may be very high level for them, but I can remember being in the same situation when I first joined the temple, and there were devotees like there's Rohinandan and another wonderful devotees who used to speak on this same subject matter I'm speaking on now. And it went totally over my head, totally. And then eventually going to Mayapur, I had the association of many wonderful advanced devotees, and they explain, and by their association, I could understand something. Even now, this is just a little, just fragmental part of my understanding, just fragmental. And so therefore, by the association of advanced devotees anywhere, we can come to the platform of love of Godhead. And so therefore, association is very important. So therefore, association doesn't mean just sitting, as I heard one Prabhupada disciple say, when Prabhupada was here. He went to see Prabhupada in his room, and he sat in the same room and he didn't say a word. And he realized afterwards, just by sitting in the same room with a pure devotee doesn't mean association. It means actually hearing and listening from the pure devotee. And whatever that pure devotee speaks, then one has to follow. That's the association. And because there are different levels of devotees. There's the Kanishta, Madhyam, and Uttam devotees. So Srila Prabhupada, he says so many times, we have to take the association of an Uttam devotee. We have to take the association. And so therefore, Krishna sends that pure devotee. Krishna sends that pure devotee. For the devotee who is, Prabhupada? Must be in here, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Was it no, it was interested in Krishna consciousness. Krishna will send that pure devotee. For the devotee who is crying in the heart, for that type of association, Krishna will send them. So we have to cry in the heart. Not crocodile tears, but crying from the heart, Krishna will send. So therefore, crying is essential So we have to cry before Krishna. We have to cry before the deities. Oh Krishna, Radharani, Kunitai, please send me my spiritual master. Please send me the pure devotee who can take me from this spiritual world. To the spiritual world. Then then Krishna will arrange for you to meet that pure devotee. They may come to this that's to the temple, or you may see them when you're traveling in Mayapur or Vrindavan or anywhere in India. So this pure devotee, he will, because he's full of compassion for the conditioned soul that's crying, he lets down the creeper, the rope of love, coming from the spiritual world. And all we have to do is very, very simple. Because this material world is like a deep well of material existence. And everybody is at the bottom of this material well, suffering, drowning in the ocean, drowning in the water at the bottom. And we're crying for help. So Krishna hears that cry. So he sends devotees, pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, down from the spiritual world with this rope of love coming from Krishna. And all we have to do, and he's lowering this rope, and all we have to do is very simple. Just hold on to it, he says. He's lowering this rope down, and just hold on to it. And never let go. Never, never let go. Never. With firm faith, grasp that rope, and never, never, never let go. Then, with that faith, as it says in this verse, as in the beginning, there must be faith. So with that faith, you never let go, whatever, and then that pure devotee will bring you out from the well of material existence. That's how the pure devotee comes, and then we take association of that pure devotee, who will guide us to the ultimate goal of life, which is to love Krishna. So, I'll finish there. Don't want to pretend, just waffle on about nothing. So I'll just finish here. Any questions or comments? Maharaj, any questions? Well, thank you for your presence. I didn't see you come in. If I did, I would have run away. Any questions or comments?
Well, we've got a comment.
Yes, please.
It's in the Bhagavad Gita. It's modes of material nature, and it says Arjuna said, "O my Lord, by which symptoms is one known to who is transcendental to the three modes? What is his behavior, and how does he transcend the modes of material nature?" Krishna replies, "The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, delusion, when they are present, or long for them when they disappear, through all the reactions of the material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, a piece of gold, with an equal eye, who is equal to the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honour and dishonour, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to be is to have transcended the modes of material nature. So, but also, it was like Lord Brahma. He didn't know what to do. He had a question in his heart. He was trying to understand what is his position, and the Lord within the heart revealed it by his tapas, his need for guidance and a longing for a purpose for his existence. Now that's how I understand what's happening here in connection with Lord Brahma on the stem of the lotus. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Srinivas. If I can answer your question, I will try.
I got a comment.
Comment then.
To support your class.
Oh.
To make it more illuminating. Now, this is a quote by Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining the significance of taking shelter of the Lord and the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. So, illumination on the class. What is devotional service? What is not devotional service? Is it necessary to worship Hari after taking birth as a human in a human body? Good fortune and the Lord's mercy, we have been given a human birth. The human form of life is extremely rare. There is no guarantee in our next life we will again become humans. By some misfortune, we might become a ghost, witch, hobgoblin, animal, bird, or an insect. It is not possible to worship Hari in those species. Therefore, we should not use whatever time we have left in our present body for pointless activities. Life is temporary. Still, human life can award spiritual salvation. Therefore, as long as we are alive, we should quickly earn our spiritual perfection. Human beings proudly consider themselves as Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, Brahmacharis, Grihasas, Vanaprasthas, Sannyasis. Those who are intelligent, however, should not claim these false identities. We are simply the Lord's servants. We are not products of this world. To consider the body, the self, is an illusion. Sri Mahaprabhu said, Jiva is Swabhava Krishna Das Abhiman Dehe Atma Jnana Achidda Se Gyan. The original nature of the living entity is to consider himself an eternal servant of Krishna. But then, under the influence of Maya, he thinks himself to be the body, and thus his original consciousness is covered. Hari's holy name does not appear on the tongues of persons puffed up with the false ego of material proprietorship. We are eternally conditioned souls. Due to our forgetfulness of Krishna, we have fallen into illusion. Now we have no alternative but to give up our false ego and take complete shelter of the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna. Elephants think themselves elephants, dogs, dogs, but humans should not think like this. Rather, they should be proud of their real identity. Sri Mahaprabhu said, Jiva Swarupai Krishna Nitya Das. It is the living entity's conscious position to be an eternal servant of Krishna. Lord Hari is situated in every atom. He attracts fools and learned alike. Only those who have no desire for material enjoyment, for becoming the master, no desire for karma and respect as sadhus, are qualified to hear his instructions. Those who are attached to something so insignificant as their own pride, however, will not hear the Lord's call. Still such persons should know that death is inevitable. Adya vibhava santa ya mityu punava dhruva. Either today or in 100 years, every living entity must die. We are consonant, but despite our consonance, we do not approach the Lord's devotees and hear the instruction attentively. Ruination is inevitable. There is no chance to worship Hari in any form of life other than the human form. Therefore, we should engage in Hari Bhajan until we die, give up all other engagements. That is the only way we can attain the ultimate goal of life. Everyone in this world is ready to ruin us. In this land of non-friendship, our so-called relatives are unfavorable for our devotion service. We therefore have no alternative but to take shelter of Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas are our true relatives. We do not need to do anything for anyone. Just serve the Lord's devotees along with others. Let everyone serve the Lord with his or her knowledge, intelligence and academic qualifications, physical strength, wealth and expertise. The more we delay doing so, the more trouble we will find ourselves in. People who follow non-Vaishnava religious principles cannot attain auspiciousness. All auspiciousness is held in the hands of those who take shelter of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. Non-Vaishnavas are decorated only with garlands of birth and death. Persons attached to Hari Bhajan no longer enter the wombs of mothers. What to speak of Vaishnavas, even those who have the opportunity to see the lotus feet of an extraordinary Vaishnava will not take birth again.
Thank you, Srinivas. Thank you very much. If there's nothing else?
Cyrus in this.
Oh, yes, Krishna Virus. Cyrus, yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
What?
Feel your enthusiasm today. A bit. Thank you for giving the class. So you mentioned only in the human, Srinivas mentioned only in the human form can we worship God.
Yes.
And then I was thinking about all the other entities, like form of life, like Kinnaras, Gandharvas, Apsaras. I know they're in the higher planets, planetary systems.
Yeah.
But first of all, would they be considered human? And the other thing is, even in it is stated that even Jesus himself, he has a host of angels worshiping him, glorifying him because of his obedience and his position. So, and he's a representative of God. So I'm saying, is human form, is it referring to human down here, humans on this planet, or are the beings on the higher planets, are they considered humans as well, even though they're given titles like Kinnaras, Gandharvas, and all these?
They're human forms of life.
They're all human.
But the goal, even though the Gandharvas, and it's the same purpose, the same goal. The goal is the same.
It's the humans.
Yeah, the human form, to love God. That's the goal for any human form of life. And that's the goal.
Yeah, maybe I just need clarification on what a human form of life is. Maybe that's why I'm
because
not quite
there's
sure.
8,400,000. Sorry, there's 400 species. There's 400,000 species of human life. So in different other universes, on this planet is only one form of human life. So other universes, there's another.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was.
But the point is, you're missing the point. The point is, you have to make the goal of life go back to Godhead and love God. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you understand my point though. But I thought it was different levels of
There is.
consciousness.
That doesn't matter. For you, the main point for you personally,
I get a message.
and me,
I get
is
it.
to go back to Godhead
I get
and
it.
love God.
I get it.
So don't worry about the Gandharvas, the Saras. Don't worry about them.
No, you have to explain. No, because you're giving a class, so I'm asking you questions. So you need to respond.
I'm just saying, don't worry about that.
No, you don't tell me that. You should tell me, okay, if I maybe I can't answer the question, then I find someone else to answer the question.
Yes, ask someone else.
Okay.
But for me, it's not important to ask that sort of thing.
So in the story of King Niga, Prabhupada gives an answer. He says, even if someone attains the form of a demigod, because King Niga, he was into piety. He was into spirituality. Somehow or other, he served a devotee. And by the mercy of that devotee, he saw Krishna in that very life. He went to Yamaraj, and Yamaraj said, you know, so much piety, what do you want to enjoy, your piety or impiety? And he preferred to enjoy his impiety. So Yamaraj turned him into a lizard. So when the Pandavas went to the Prabhashetra, they went to some place and they found this huge lizard. So then Krishna they called Krishna because they couldn't pull the lizard out. And Krishna touched the lizard with his left hand. And he attained the form of the Gandhava. So Prabhupada comments in there that even if someone attains the form of a demigod, if he worships Krishna as the Supreme Lord, in the next life he'll go to Vaikuntha. But generally, demigod birth is very difficult because they have so much opulence. You can easily get sidetracked. Human birth is much more auspicious. Because the human form of life in the material world, you can go back to Godhead quick. Because even here, you see, people who have low opulence, they don't take to Krishna consciousness very seriously. It's very difficult for them.
Grantraj Bhagavatam ki jai. Sorry, Cyrus, for what I said. I just had to. Okay. Thank you for your nice comments.
When you quote your child, you get a power.
Yes. In that sentence, I really back to you, Bhagavatam, so on. Prabhupada writes, Krishna Jagati quotes this. He says that. Prabhupada writes that. So you see, so Prabhupada was also quoting from your chariots.
Yeah. If you quite some of that original, you can ask questions.